Hi, this is David Orlofsky, and welcome to the Parsha in 5, where in 5 minutes we give you a little idea on the Parsha. Parshas Tzav. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting Parshos in Parshas Tzav, different subjects that are dealt with. And one of them is for those of you who say korbanos in the morning, and I mean the whole 9 yards of korbanos. Some people just say the korban tamid, some people say the korban tamid and they say ketairos. But if you say everything, you know, the first part that you say is Trumas Hadeshin. Trumas Hadeshin is a little bit strange, right? When you learn about it. It means that the first avoda that was done, and it could be done even before morning. And the Mishnah in Yuma says that they would do it even at night before, when it was very busy. So it meant that a Kohen would go up to the Mizbeach and take a little pan full of the ashes on the Mizbeach, take them down and put them on the ground next to the Mizbeach, where they would then get swallowed up. It was a miracle. Even in the time of the second Beis HaMikdash, you could see this. The floor would swallow up the ashes from the Trumas Hadeshin. So a little bit strange. And yet, the Gemara in Yuma tells an interesting thing about the Trumas Hadeshin, that they didn't even have a lottery for it. For everything else, they had a lottery. But for the Trumas Hadeshin, not too many Kohanim showed up. Could have been at night already. Yeah. And so those who were ready and there, they had a race up the ramp. And whoever beat out the second guy by 4 amos, he got to do the Trumas Hadeshin. Here people are running up for the chance to be able to take some of the ashes off and put it by the side of the Mizbeach. What is this avoda? What is this all about? It's to teach us something extremely important. And that is today's avoda begins with yesterday's avoda. You understand? Life is a process. And I've quoted many times Rabbi Kalish, one of the master educators today, has a gift for bringing back those who have had trouble finding their way. One of his favorite expressions is respect the process. It's a process in order to be able to achieve what you have to achieve. You're not existing in a vacuum. There's an old expression that we're midgets on the shoulders of giants. But when we walk in, we have so much that was done for us beforehand that took place from the previous generations. And we don't always appreciate it. Mark Twain, he said, when I was 17, I thought my father knew nothing. And when I became 21, I was surprised how much the old man learned in 4 years. There's an old expression, you don't have to, reinvent the wheel. Something that's already been invented, something that's already been done for you, take advantage of that. And so the things that have been done before you, and by the people who have gone before you, use those abilities. And the avoda of what you accomplished, I'm always amazed that we have people who have no patience today. I saw a sign that said, God, grant me patience and give it to me now. Because, we expect things instantaneous, WhatsApp. People are terrified to go into their WhatsApp because then everyone will know that you've read it and you haven't answered immediately, So there's a process. You have to take time to be able to accomplish something. And people are like, I'm not there yet. Why? I would meet with girls and come to seminary, November time. I haven't changed yet. Gosh, it takes time. And that's why when you get to be my age and you tell time, not by months or by years, but by decades, and you say, this is where I was in my 20s, and my 30s, and my 40s, and you get the idea. Yeah, it's a whole different way of looking at time. So the first avoda is you take yesterday's ashes and you say, today's avoda is being based on those ashes. And that's how we have to always go. We have to go, as the Maharal says, time is not a circle. where you just keep repeating. It's a spiral. Yeah, you come back to the same points, but always on a higher level. And so we look at the parsha and we understand that our avoda has to be built on the avoda that we've already done. I have to be a better person today than I was yesterday. I have to be a better person this year than I was last year. I have to be a better person this decade than last decade. Everyone should have a good Shabbos.